What was that?
God, no.
Hey, Street Fighters, welcome back to Third Street Reactions. I'm Tom.
I'm Malachi.
Shane.
We are back with Game of Thrones, Season 5, Episode 5. Guys, go back, watch the post-talk. It was a good one. It'll fill you in on everything that we kind of went over. But Jaime and Bronn off on their whirlwind adventures.
Yeah.
We've got those harpies.
Damn harpies.
Those harpies.
Sons of the harpies.
The sparrows.
And the sparrows.
And the sparrows, yeah.
Two things I hate in this show.
Yeah, Barristan and Grey Worm are both, it looks, maybe mortally wounded. Yeah. From a street fight here with them.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with them, but we saw how badass Barristan Selmy was after he was able to fill in Dany about her brother Rhaegar.
Yep.
Okay, who started the war essentially. You know, how many men had to die because he chose Lyanna? Mm-hmm. We had one of my favorite moments with Stannis and his daughter. We have Sir Loras arrested, obviously, in King's Landing.
Yep.
And Tommen, unfortunately, is starting to show his inexperience. Guys, before we also had Jaime kind of fondly looking at Tarth, where Bran's from. So we didn't cover that in our post talk, but it was a good moment.
Good moment. Fine moment.
Fine moment. Guys, if you want to support us, check us out on Patreon to see the full uncut reaction. If not, just stick around here. Let's jump in.
Oh no.
Poor Grey Worm. He looks dead.
You know?
I am so sorry, my queen.
Oh, because he's dead.
He was a good man.
I know it!
Barristan the Bold, they called him. He crossed a continent to serve me. He was a loyal friend. And he died in an alley.
Maybe Jorah was there.
Butchered by cowards who hide behind masks.
We could pull back to the Pyramid District. Then, we clean the city out. Until the rats have nowhere left to hide.
Round up the leaders of each of Meereen's great families and bring them to me.
But I'm the leader of my family.
No, Your Grace, I had nothing to do with this!
She's being irrational again.
Man.
Is she?
Yeah.
These fucking hoodlums.
Yeah. Is this the... Yes, dude, I knew it!
Dude, that's terrible. What about that guy? He had nothing to do with... Dude, what?
I mean, I hope he didn't.
Maybe she's trying to scare them, you know? I'll just do this, like make it... Breathe fire. Show up with the dragons? Okay.
You see his face?
Jesus!
Oh! Oh!
So that guy gets picked out of all of them? That's terrible.
Whoa.
Vala Morgulis.
Follow Morgulis.
Dude,
My legs.
I would defecate myself.
Don't want to overfeed them.
Makes hot food. Spicy food.
Tomorrow, perhaps.
So that guy gets picked out of all of them. That's just...
Well, they have good reason to believe that all these families are involved.
Yeah, that guy.
And they're all doing... And certainly, the people are doing it in the names of... You know what I mean?
You think even if these people weren't directly involved, they would know people who are, right?
Yeah.
Dude, those dragons are crazy.
Yeah.
And though Daenerys maintains her grip on Slaver's Bay, forces rise against her from within and without. She refuses to leave until the freedom of the former slaves is secure. She sounds like quite a woman.
And she's alone. No family to guide her or protect her. A last relation thousands of miles away. Useless.
Don't say that, Mr. Raymond.
It's a terrible thing.
Sam, I'd like to speak to the Maester alone.
Let's get that macular degeneration probably going on.
How are you feeling?
Like a 100-year-old man slowly freezing to death.
There's something I want to do, something I have to do. But it'll divide the Night's Watch. Half the men will hate me the moment I give the order.
Half the men hate you already, Lord Commander. Do it.
But you don't know what it is.
That doesn't matter. You will find little joy in your command. Kill the boy, Jon Snow. Winter is almost upon us. And let the man be born.
Ooh.
Who leads them?
They followed Mance. They won't follow anyone else.
What about you?
Hard to lead when you're in chains.
What if I unchained you?
Why would you do that?
Because you were not my enemy. And I'm not yours.
You sure seemed like my enemy when you were killing my friends.
You attacked them first.
You belong to the realms of men. All of you.
What would you have me do?
You gotta vet these immigrants.
Lord Commander.
Yeah.
You can't let in the bad ones.
Whatever you
man.
go north of the wall. Gather the remaining free folk wherever they are and bring them back here. I'll find them lands to settle south of the wall.
The day I ask my people to fight with the crows is the day my people cut my guts from my belly and make me eat them.
You're condemning them to death. Worse than death, because you're too proud to make peace. Or maybe you're not proud. You're scared. Maybe you're just a coward.
He's a big guy.
Easy thing to say to a man in chains.
There's a lot of trust. Either trust or he's like, just do it, punch me.
Your people need a leader. And they need to get south of the wall before it's too late. Make peace. To save your people.
Most of them are at Hardhome.
I can give you 10 horses and 9 other men. You can get there in a week.
We'll need ships.
I talked to King Stannis about lending you his fleet.
All right then.
You can just lie.
You're coming with me.
Okay.
You're the Lord Commander of the Night's Watch. They need to know the ships they are boarding won't be torched in the middle of the sea.
Right.
You come with me, or I don't go.
That's actually a fair point.
Yeah.
That's relatively fair.
Uh-oh.
Men, women, and children will die by their thousands if we do nothing.
Let them die. We got our own to worry about. Less enemies for us.
Fear. What?
He's a stickler for grammar.
Yeah.
A dozen abandoned villages.
And why do you think the farmers abandoned those villages? Because the wildlings raided them for years. Just like they did this boy's people.
That sucks.
They've slaughtered villages. They've slaughtered our brothers.
We slaughtered them.
Brothers.
It's just a bold move to make your first week.
But they killed Gren and they killed Pip. They killed 50 of our brothers. I can't forgive it.
You were at the fist of the first men. We can learn to live with the wildlings, or we can add them to the army of the dead.
Can they, like, get him out of office? Maybe they have to wait till next term.
I don't know how it works.
He probably.
Thank you. If you have something you want to say to me.
You don't mean it, do you? Telling the wildlings you want to make peace. You're just doing it to trick them.
It's not a trick.
They burnt my village. They butchered my mother. Everyone I ever knew.
It's a tough spot.
I know what it's like to lose the people you love.
Stark.
But winter is coming.
Yep.
That's your motto.
Will there be anything else you need, Lord Commander?
It's a fair point. If you add those people to the army of the dead, make them bigger and stronger.
Hmm.
All as a kid, he's upset, right? Like,
I mean, I'd be upset if I was an
I'd be
adult.
upset at my parents. Oh, there he is.
we love our pod.
Yeah.
He's a man who didn't have to pay the horse money.
Yeah.
She's far away from the Lannisters. This is her home. Maybe Lady Sansa's better off here.
Better off with the Boltons, who murdered her mother and brother.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Rob.
Rest in peace.
No knock.
Thank you.
There's gonna be a bomb in there
You
or
lived
something.
here a long time.
Aye,
Did you know Lord Eddard?
I knew him. And his father before him. The Starks are gone now.
Not all of them. I know who's inside that castle.
The Boltons.
I'm not talking about the Boltons. I need to get a message to her. Sansa Stark.
Her mother's dead.
That doesn't release me from an oath. I served Lady Catelyn. I serve her still.
Come back here.
Saw you staring at her.
I'm going to marry her. That will involve looking at her from time to time.
You said you'd marry me.
And I meant it. When I was a bastard named Snow. But I'm a Bolton now. What I want is no longer the primary consideration. I'm furthering a dynasty.
Oh, God. Dynasty.
Do you think she's pretty?
Dynasty.
Of course I do. I'm not blind.
She's pretty, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mariatta's good looking.
Wasn't she the girl that helped him kill?
Yeah, she's the piece of shit that they were shooting.
But don't worry. I'll have plenty of time for you.
Perhaps I'll marry too.
What? That's not what I said.
You're the kennel master's daughter. Who are you going to marry? The stable keeper's son? You're mine. Unless I have to listen to more of your jealousy. Jealousy bores me. You remember what happens to people who bore me. You're not going to bore me.
He's still insane.
These people are nuts.
Toxic.
They're all nuts.
Toxic relationship. Oh, he likes it.
What are you looking at me for?
I'm looking at you.
Like, look.
They're all nuts.
I've come to refill the wash basin.
Oh, I don't.
You still have friends in the north. Light a candle in the highest window of the broken tower. You're not alone.
People so loyal to the Starks.
Of course.
Yeah.
The North remembers.
That's decent of
They
them.
took the Starks from me.
Decent.
Hey, it's where Jamie and Cersei had fun, and where Bronn fell.
Yep.
Not Bran.
Bran.
Yeah.
I like your dress.
Is
Who
that?
made it for you?
Ah.
Who are you?
I'm Miranda, the kennel master's daughter. Oh, wonderful.
She's trying something.
Who taught you?
My mother.
I'm sorry for what happened to her.
I'm sorry, too.
Now, every time you wear something you made, you can remember her.
I'd rather have a mother.
It's not the same. Something else to help you remember.
No, stop.
Down there, at the end. Surprise.
Could be some head or something. Other dogs.
You're just gonna trust this girl?
Is it a?
I think back then
Is it a direwolf? No, it's not. Okay.
I think back then when you are just a higher status.
It's Theon.
Oh, you might be right, Malachi. It's like the county pound down by my house. Good call, Malachi.
Theon.
This is the first time we see.
Yeah, two of them reunited.
Yep. Why is she mad?
Yeah, she knows what he did.
Sure.
Yeah,
she knows.
I don't know. She is.
You smell particularly ripe this evening. Pour me some wine.
What a good actor to be able to act like that, you know?
Yeah, he does it really well.
He shows that identity crisis really well.
Do you have something to tell me?
No, my lord. She saw me.
Who?
Sansa.
She saw you.
I'm sorry, master.
Why'd you tell him?
Forgive me. I didn't think.
Come here.
Yeah, cut off something else.
You mustn't keep secrets from me, Reek. Get on your knees.
Is he gonna make him?
Give me your hand.
Sansa's gonna walk in. Sansa.
I forgive you.
Yeah. Is he really trying to find
Yeah.
trying to be good?
Well, he wants. He treats him like a dog, you know.
Mother?
Thank you, Ramsay.
Wait, so why they married again?
He made a deal with the Boltons. He made a deal with Walter Frey. Frey.
Oh, that's a Frey. Why didn't you just pick the one that?
Because he was married. He got married to.
Oh yeah. We never.
May our happiness spread from Moat Cailin to the last hearth.
We never saw the aftermath of what he thought.
Well, you gotta keep watching.
It must be difficult for you, being in a strange place. This isn't a strange place. This is my home. It's the people who are strange.
Yeah, that'd be weird, wouldn't it?
You're right. Very strange. More wine, please.
Oh God.
Oh, here we go, baby.
I heard you two had been reunited. I like to imagine that the last time you spoke was in this very room. Are you still angry with him after what he did? Don't worry. The North remembers.
You shut your mouth.
I punished him for it. He's not Ironborn anymore. Not Theon Greyjoy anymore.
She must be feeling mixed feelings because...
Aren't you Reek?
A new person, anyway.
Because Reek has something to say to you. Don't you, Reek?
Look at him.
An apology?
He looks like he's gonna break down any second.
Apologize for murdering her two brothers?
I'm sorry.
Look at her, Reek. An apology doesn't mean anything if you're not looking the person in the eye.
I'm sorry.
Sorry about what?
For killing your brothers.
They're alive.
There!
I figured Roose would be like, it's enough. You know, he just...
You know what, my lady? Reek here is the nearest thing to living kin.
John?
You will give
Do you
away
really
the
like
bride. Someone has to. Good? Good?
Yes, very good.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Waldo and I have some good
I
news
think-
as well.
This man does what he needs to do for his family. And I respect it.
We're going to have a baby.
Oh, wait. That's why.
So, what does that mean?
I'm very happy for you.
Mr. Walken says it looks like a boy.
For him, it's bad.
He had to compete with a, claim to his birthing rights and everything,
If it's a showrunner's trying to replace Tywin's, his
How can
attitude
you
with
be
him.
sure
You know?
Sure of what?
that she's pregnant? I mean, how can you tell?
Maester Walken has assured us beyond all doubt.
So, how did you manage it?
Manage what?
Getting her pregnant.
I imagine you're familiar with the procedure.
How did you find it?
You disgraced yourself at dinner. Parading that creature before the Stark.
The creature?
You're worried about your position.
My position is quite clear. I'm your son, until a better alternative comes along.
Well, maybe he won't be as crazy, you know?
He said you disgrace yourself at dinner. I mean, he obviously has his own thoughts on that. He's a shitty guy,
You've
but I
never
don't think
asked
he's...
me about your mother.
Why would I? She had me. She died.
Well, she's not actually dead.
She was a peasant girl. Pretty in a common sort of way. Apparently they'd married without my knowledge or consent, so I had him hanged. And I took her beneath the tree where he was swaying. She fought me the whole time. She was lucky I didn't hang her too. A year later, she came to my gates with a squalling baby in her arms. A baby she claimed was mine. I nearly had her whipped, and the child thrown in the river. But then I looked at you, and I saw then what I see now.
Insane.
You are my son.
He's just reassuring him. It's almost like this cool moment, then you realize they're both
insane.
This
Nuts.
shadowy reflection of the Starks,
He wants the Iron Throne. He means to take the North, but the North is ours. It's yours and mine.
You're gonna leave at a terrible time again. I hate you. I can wait another month.
Sorry, buddy.
Is this every book there is in the world?
Well, no. There are thousands and thousands of books out there.
She'll be a little simple.
She's simple, but she's not simple the way they talk about it.
My father's not the most literate man. They say the Citadel has the largest library in the world.
Where's that?
King's Landing.
The Citadel?
I'm sorry I don't know things.
Gilly, you know how to do 100 things I can never do. You can build a fire with wet wood. You can cook. You can stitch a
I
wound.
can wash the linens. I can sweep the floor. Why does the Citadel have the biggest library?
It's where they train the maesters. Your Grace.
I hear my mouth.
You're Samuel Tarly. Your father's Randall Tarly. Defeated my brother at the Battle of Ashford. Only battle Robert ever lost.
Oh.
I told him he shouldn't go so far west so soon, but he never listened. Fine soldier, your father. You don't look like a soldier. But I'm told you killed a White Walker.
You gonna try to
Did
recruit
you,
him?
Grace?
How?
It's a dagger made of dragon glass.
Dragon glass?
What the maesters call
You
obsidian.
know what it is. We haven't Dragonstone.
I've been going through all the old manuscripts hoping to find something.
The Lady Melisandre told me that death marches on the wall.
I've seen it, Your Grace.
Seen what?
The army of the dead.
Just get arrows and make it like the end dragon obsidian.
Right.
Keep reading, Samuel Tarly.
I know what it is. I love when people, how like literate he is.
I like his character a lot.
Yeah, one of the greats.
Tom,
I do, man.
you're gonna die.
Funny.
He's gonna die now.
It's time.
Your Grace, wouldn't it be better to wait? When Jon Snow returns with the wildlings, we could have thousands more men.
We have the advantage, more men, more horses, all fed and rested. But every day we wait, the odds shift in Bolton's favour. This could turn to winter at any moment.
I'll choose a dozen men to stay and guard the Queen and the Princess.
No need to come in with us.
It's a tough road ahead, Your Grace. Won't they be safer?
Here? Half these watchmen are killers and rapists. No, they march with us.
I don't know, because I think they will be protected.
You...
Is there going to be a battle?
My Princess, you won't be anywhere
There's
near...
enough talk of battles, Sir Davos. You'll scare the child.
It's weird, but that cloak kind of matches her face.
I hope that woman dies, Shane. I hope she dies.
Yep.
She's the biggest RBF I've ever seen in my life.
I need those ships. You'll get them back. I swear it.
You trust them enough to do that. I like that.
Have a safe journey, Your Grace. And thank you.
So they're not gonna wait for the...
I love Stannis, dude.
Yeah, he's just...
They're gonna wait for the wildlings? See, he'll be remembered in history books if he unites them.
If he
They'll
does.
sing songs about him.
If he does.
Sir Barristan.
Are you ashamed? You were ambushed, outnumbered. There was no way you could have known.
This is not why. Wounded in war. There is no shame for this. I am ashamed because when the knife go in, I am afraid.
And fear death.
No, not death.
Losing you.
Yeah.
I fear I never again see Miss Sunday from the island of North.
Therefore, I'm ashamed. Yeah, that's, you know what I mean? Nice little moment.
I like
Now you have given the masters what they deserve. If I give everyone what they deserve, I'll have no one left to rule. Sir Barristan counselled mercy when I took this city right up to the morning he died. Dario Naharis thinks I should kill the former masters and let the rest of the city fend for itself. What do you think?
Your Grace, I think that I'm not fit to have an opinion on...
This is when he shows up.
You are as fit as anyone I know.
I have seen you listen to your counselors. I have seen you lean on their experience when your own was lacking, and weigh the choices they put before you. And I have seen you ignore your counselors because there was a better choice. One that only you could see.
Oh no.
My queen, please do not do this.
What about Vala Morghulis?
I did not want to die a coward. Apparently, I do not want to die at all.
Takes courage to admit fear. I came here to tell you that I was wrong.
You could have killed somebody.
Wow.
I was wrong, and you were right. I will reopen the fighting pits. To free men only. Slavery will never return to Meereen. And in order to forge a lasting bond with the Meereenese people, I will marry the leader of an ancient family. Thankfully, a suitor is already on his knees.
They're gonna marry?
Imagine how his luck turned.
Yeah, that's
awesome.
That's a nice flip of the coin.
That's amazing. Poor Dario, though.
And I was thinking that too.
He won't be crying himself to sleep, though.
Don't worry, I'll be fine. Nothing broken, I don't think. Where are we now? Not the Rhoyne. Long, sullen silences and an occasional punch in the face. The Mormont way. This doesn't have to be an unpleasant trip.
He has to do it the entire time.
Yeah, he's just
We're going
staring.
to be spending a lot of time together on the way to Meereen.
We are.
What would make our time together truly...
You're already talking too much, in my opinion.
I know where we are. You're taking us through Valyria.
I am.
You've sailed this route before?
No.
How does it
Going
go
to bring
forward?
Daenerys a souvenir from her ancestral homeland in case I'm not enough? What about the demons and the flames? Aren't you afraid of the doom?
No.
How many centuries before we learn how to build cities like this again? For thousands of years, the Valyrians were the best in the world at almost every...
So they're the Romans, and now we're in the middle. Now we're in the Dark Ages, right?
Right. The waves, the sea wind, whipped and churned.
A city of 1,000 years. And all that men had learned, and neither of them turned.
I would clap. This is what remains.
Oh, God, no. The Dragoon?
Drogon.
Drogon, yeah.
How crazy that'd be to see in real life.
I'd be fucking ducking.
What was that?
God, no.
Ugh.
Stonemen, are they in the one place?
Don't let them touch you!
Those people with
The grayscale.
the grayscale?
Yep.
That is... This is like The Last of Us, man.
So they touch you, you have it?
Cut me free!
It'd be... Come on, you gotta get them before they get on board, dude. You know what I mean?
Imagine you see under there and you see a bunch of them flying at you. Oh, God.
Jeez.
Oh my God.
Isn't that terrible?
So...
That's the worst thing I've seen on the show yet.
Tyrion.
You're all right.
That's beautiful.
You're heavier than you look.
Did any of them touch you?
One of them's gonna turn into... One is gonna turn into one. And it's gonna be terrible.
I've seen grayscale before. Nothing like that.
I suppose that's why they send them there.
It'd be kinder to put daggers in their hearts and be done with it. Thank you for saving me.
You're no good to him dead.
Of course, I wouldn't have needed saving if you hadn't kidnapped me in the first place.
It is great that we're just having all these characters start to cross over now.
Yep.
I'll get some wood for a fire.
And how far are they from the ruins, you know?
That's what I was wondering.
Over there.
No, if that's where they are, then... Because those things can't swim, really, you know what I mean?
He got touched, didn't he?
Yep. Jorah. Yep, Jorah's... Yep, well, yep, Gotta find those healers and save that one girl.
Oh, that's unfortunate. That'd be terrible to know that you're gonna... If things go unchanged, you will become that.
I mean, I'd cut my fucking hand off. I mean, wouldn't you? Like, at that point...
Yeah.
You're going to turn into, like, the equivalent of, like, a rage zombie, or you're going to die faster. You know what I mean?
Do you think the zombies on, like, The Last of Us, the ones that are, I think they're called the runners, that are just sitting there crying, do you think they, like,
Yeah.
there's any part of them that
Yes.
know what they are?
I know there is, because when you look that shit up, and I think it says it even within the context of the game, because within the game, there are all kinds of things written about them. And yeah, they weep their humanity, I think. You know, there's enough of them that realize, like, fucking something's not right.
That's terrible.
Yeah, it's awful. And I just kill me.
I don't claim any negative energy.
Well, boys, Jorah has been infected.
I knew someone was infected.
So we got these damn grayscale zombies. We got freaking undead zombies. It's always a good way to mix up anything, and it's kind of nice to have that in kind of this this alternate historical fiction. Yeah,
I am so disturbed when that thing was pulling Tyrion down in the water.
Yeah,
that was awful.
Yeah, I mean, I did say they can't swim. They can swim because they were jumping in the water and coming on boat. But I don't think they can swim well. That one was sinking. Or maybe he would just, I don't know, so focused on grabbing Tyrion, they don't have the faculties enough to start swimming. I don't know.
I'd be trying to drown myself. I'd be with my mouth and my nose like,
yeah, I did just... It's like fucking down like that, dude. You know what I mean?
Barristan's dead.
Barristan Selmy is dead. Like I said, I usually watch a few episodes ahead before we film, but I've been dealing with some things, so I didn't do that. But yeah, Barristan's dead, and towards the end of his life, obviously, right? He's still a great fighter.
I knew he died. I knew it.
Grey Worm's taking it hard.
Yeah, Grey Worm's taking it hard, and the fact he's ashamed of the fact that I don't even know what he's ashamed of, because he just gave the speech like, I was afraid I wouldn't get to see you.
So you just admitted you had feelings for a girl. Like, I get it, they were trained to only focus on fighting, but
yeah,
whatever. She's a beautiful woman.
She is, and they got this relationship where she teaches him. They're from different worlds, and you know how that is. You know what I mean?
So Daenerys is gonna marry that black guy.
Is he black? I think
Indian.
I don't think he's Indian. I don't know what he is. He's
Southern American.
Southern American, huh?
I don't know.
From Louisiana.
So I'm pretty sure he's British in real
European.
life. But he'd be described. I don't think he looks black. I think he looks brown. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
What?
Tom, you're black, but some people in high school, everyone was convinced you're black. And now you don't. People think we're brothers. I'm Filipino. You're black. So.
And I don't think I look Asian whatsoever.
No.
But especially now that my hair is a lot longer, people think there's like Samoan.
Yeah.
Oh. Like The Rock, Jason Momoa, like that kind of brown.
Yeah.
I don't know what that guy is, but his fortunes really shifted.
Yep.
He thought he was coming in to get executed.
Yes, he thought he was coming to get executed and burned alive and eaten. I hate the idea of being food for something else.
I guess if I'm already dead, then whatever, but I wouldn't want to be eaten alive. Like, I wouldn't want to be torn apart by a pack of wolves or lions while I was still alive.
Would you rather do that or burn alive?
I don't know. I'd have to think about it for a while.
Yeah. What do you think about him dead and die of old age? Because I don't know. I think the idea is like, well, how quick? I don't know. I think he died. That guy died quick.
Yeah.
You die by dragon fire. I mean, I've seen House of the Dragon. Sometimes it's not quick. I'll say that. But I think normally it ain't going to last for more than 30 seconds, which is...
It's a long 30 seconds.
It's a long... 10 seconds is too long. You know what I'm saying?
I think I'd rather just get beheaded or get an arrow. Like,
I would definitely rather get beheaded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except for all the historical cases and the theory that...
You're still alive or can still cognitively...
Because there's still blood in your brain. And there's been all kinds of testimony written about it where people have been instructed to try to communicate.
Yep, they blink
and they pick up their head and it's like they're trying. It's like this head was trying to say something. Yeah, I mean,
you couldn't say anything because no.
Yeah, you can, but it was moving its mouth.
I can't imagine it would really hurt though because everything's cut off.
Disconnect. Yeah.
Well, I think
nerves.
It was described as a look of horror. Like this person, you're alive enough to know you're fading. You know what I mean?
That's god awful. I'm glad I'm in 2024 and not
2025.
1875.
Now. I don't know. Did they behead people in 1875? They probably did in Europe.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, over here I don't know. Beheading was ever part of what we did. We hanged people. That would suck too.
That would suck, especially if it didn't break your neck.
Yeah.
You just
you would have to drop from a height because they put a bench onto you and then they just take it off and you're hanging there. You're dying, you know?
Yeah, it would suck. Yeah, Aemon Targaryen. It's kind of nice to see that. Like, obviously he's a man of the Night's Watch. I think he voluntarily chose to go there instead of becoming the king. But he's
crazy.
Bemoaning his niece. He feels like he should be there for her.
Yeah,
and
he
now
wouldn't even survive that trip over there.
Nah, he's old and dying and blind. You know.
We got to see Sansa and Theon reunited.
Yeah, and we saw what Roose Bolton, how he kind of feels a little bit about some of that stuff, like the weird shit. You know what I mean? It's like he might look at his immaturity, but I mean he has to know enough about his own son to go like, all right, that's just kind of weird. Do I want a weird guy ruling after me, like a hothead?
I got mixed feelings from Sansa, even though what Ramsay was trying to do is say, hey, he killed your brothers, or presumably anyway.
He's just forcing an awkward, weird situation.
But she almost seemed like really turned off by like how they were treating him though.
Yeah.
Like, why are you doing this?
It's mixed feelings.
I'm sure it's mixed feelings, yeah. You disgraced yourself at dinner last night, parading that monster in front of the Stark girl.
He has the greatest voice.
Yeah, I think the showrunners are trying to replace Tywin with his attitude because they're kind of similar.
But Roose Bolton's voice is great.
Bruce Bolton has a great voice. I do like the character. Yeah, now
not that he raped a girl under the hanging.
Yeah, that was a pretty messed up story.
Yeah, it was a messed up scene. I mean, obviously he has this restraint about him that's not like this. He's not Joffrey and he's not Ramsay, but obviously he's a bit of a monster, but he's like a kind of neater monster. He's a lot more of a clean monster, a lot more of a clever monster. He knows enough about society to think you disgraced yourself at dinner. But, he's still, he's still not above violently raping a girl and, killing, because they married when they weren't supposed to, all this other fucking bullshit. That was always a dumbass law. And then like what was it called? The right of firsts. It's like when the king gets to sleep with a girl before her husband does.
That was actually a thing.
It was a thing, yeah. And but I mean, most honorable rulers didn't do it. Just some stupid ass rule they made up. Bang the peasant girl. That way the king would spread his seed everywhere.
Yeah. So now Roose Bolton, at least presumably, has his wife pregnant, which of course is making Ramsay nervous.
And Ramsay's like, well, how do you know? Because she's a heavier woman. The thing I feel, I'm not about making fun of fat people. I love making fun of fat people. I've done my whole life. I can't really make fun of fat women, though. So when I say fat people, I say fat boys. I'm a fat boy now, so, it is what it is. It's sweet justice, I guess. I felt so bad for the actress, I think. Because
so do you think they cast her and said, like, hey, if you get this role, you have to be this obese woman.
Yeah, and it's going to be a part of the story.
It's going to be part of the story, and they're actually going to make fun of you in multiple different scenes because of your weight. Like, do you think they actually, like, tell the actresses that when they're auditioning?
Have to, yeah, they have to. They know what they're going out for. Because usually they do a casting call, and they kind of read what it is. Like, it's, you're playing
300 pounds.
You're playing an overweight, whatever. But it's weird, because I look at that girl, I see such a sweetheart.
Yeah.
I see, like, this sweet woman.
It's a Walter Frey.
And I don't want anything bad, and I don't want anything bad to happen to her.
Yeah. Walter Frey and his sweet daughters. But, he deserves to die.
Yeah, Walter Frey, he's a piece of shit. But he also, Robb Stark literally betrayed him.
Yeah. Robb Stark didn't honor his agreement.
Yeah.
So, yeah, because I think Jon has more of that honor with him than
Robb.
Robb.
Robb was an honorable guy. It just, he had a moment of weakness. He loved a woman. How often does that happen in life to guys?
She was a beautiful, intelligent woman.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rest in peace, eh?
What do we think of Jon letting the freed folk, as they like to be called, to the wildlings in? I think it makes a lot of sense. I think it's a dumb move. Like, you're supposed to be the protectors of realms and men, and but not those men on this side of the wall. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think you could probably make an argument either way, but I tend to lean on his side with this one.
Well, I lean on his side.
And I get why people would be upset.
Yeah, there's a political way to do this the best way. Not maybe your first week in office.
Yeah.
When things are tense.
But there's a time limit too, right?
There's also a time limit that's pushing it so you can't be too patient on it.
But Stannis is, to this point, supportive. He's loaned him ships to use.
So we were going through Valyria. Old Valyria. So they talk about, they had this poem, which is actually written as a historical account on what is called the Doom of Valyria.
Which they both knew, Jorah and Tyrion both knew.
So do you know what the Doom of Valyria is, what it actually was? It was a volcano. It was a ecological disaster.
I was going to say, the way they described it, like their backs turned, blah, blah, blah.
It was like a Pompeii event, right?
Yeah, like fire going so far up in the sky, it killed dragons. I was like, that sounds like a volcano.
Yeah, so the majority of the dragons in the world were killed at the Doom of Valyria event. Obviously, the Targaryens still had enough that their dynasty lasted for thousands of more years. I don't know if thousands, but a couple thousand at least. They were able to tame the dragons, and obviously there were still some Valyrian city-states outside of like the main area.
Right. The only people...
But it's essentially like a volcano destroyed all of Rome, and the capital, and all its city-states, and pretty much that's kind of what it was. So hot that most of the dragons that are kind of fireproof, most of the dragons in the world died at that moment.
Who are the only people that withstand the Targaryen attack?
The Dornish, the people from Dorne.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because they were, from what I understand, they were just really good at using the ground to hide from the dragons and everything else. They could not be conquered. That was always one of the things. Is even when the Targaryen Empire was there, Dorne was like this independent country, city-state. You know what I mean? That's why they had that pride.
I got to read these books, man. I want to read them so bad.
Yeah, there's a lot of great history there. For sure. But did you see that Valyria, obviously it's supposed to be like ancient Rome, but it had this Mayan look. That's what was kind of cool about it. You see like these pillars, that Colosseum-esque feel to it when they're going in the water.
Yep.
But then you look at like these other structures, and they're like kind of Mayan. They're like Mesoamerican in style.
I'd have liked to have seen it like during its prime.
Me too. I mean, they have a lot to mine to and I'm so glad House of the Dragon is getting really great reviews.
I'm just so glad that there's brilliant people like Martin who could write books like this, right?
I know.
Brilliant minds.
Creative mind.
Tolkien, Rowling.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stephen King. I mean,
yeah, Stephen King writes like 3 books a year or some shit.
And he's like in his 70s now. I just watched an interview with him.
Yeah. Also, Randall Tarley defeated Robb. One of the only battles he lost. The only battle he lost. And obviously this guy's being a piece of shit for everything that went down, but he was describing the mother. We keep going back and forth here. Describing Ramsay's mother. She was pretty in a commoner sort of way. Kind of made me think of those Trailer Park Girls back in the day.
Yeah. But it also the message that got back to Sansa was, like you said, a lot of the Northerners, I shouldn't say a lot, but there are Northerners who are still loyal.
Yeah, it's kind of like not the Stark's house words are
winter is coming.
Yeah, and there's other northern houses obviously, but everyone has a kind of a united phrase in the North, and it's the North remembers.
I feel like that's gonna have to play a part in this eventually. Yeah. It's gonna have to. I don't know what it means yet, but I feel like it's gonna have to.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Yeah,
we're gonna have to wait weeks and weeks.
Yeah, we filmed a lot more than we normally do, Mal, guys. So be happy. All right, guys, I think that's it. That's also it for our filming schedule.
That's it. We're done for the weekend, guys. We're gonna go eat some homemade spaghetti.
Yes. Anyways, guys, much love. Thank you. We appreciate it, and we'll see you next week on YouTube or 4-week early access on Patreon. Bye bye.